8th standard pass, and he will be teasing the other guy who has 10th failed. He has just failed in 10th. So he says 8th pass is bigger or 10th fail is bigger. This is the story happening in the political scenario wherein the student who used to get who used to be topper got 80 marks, so he is sad, but the student who used to fail got 40 marks this time and passed. So he is more happy than the topper. So this is the scenario, but end of the day, market realize what is happening, and markets know that economy will continue, and the reality is India is back to power. So yeah, there can be some slowdown in certain decisions that is expected because again this coalition dharma will always take its toll on certain decisions. But overall, when it comes to economic reforms, economy and jobs and all economic related activity, I don't think there is going to be any opposition over in that place, and hence market should continue to.
Should continue to do well, and that's we're seeing that after quite an overreaction back on the election verdict day, we are seeing the markets once again resuming the uptrend. But Vivek, one such theme that has clearly emerged out as a winner, I would say, is the FMCG space, because just after the election verdict, the voices for the rural recovery and the consumption sector got bigger and bigger. And though the FMCG and the consumer basket is bit on a back foot for today, but in the past 2 days, we have already seen good moves. So from the pack, which are the stocks that you are keeping on radar, and overall as a sector, what's your view on that?
Shristi, see, what happens is FMCG did not fall that day also because they really showed to the people, investors, that they are defensive plays, as we always call them. So what happened is market was fearing that if this government doesn't continue, will there be a slowdown on infrastructure growth? Yes, there can be slowdown. Can the PSUs suffer? Yes, there can PSUs can suffer. Can railways and the defense stocks, which are really growing well now, can they slow down? Yes, they can slow down. But will you stop brushing your teeth next day morning? No. Will I stop taking bath? No, that will continue, and hence FMCG did not at all move. So whoever comes, FMCG will continue moving, and that's the thing. And today it is not moving in great way because we are finding value elsewhere. So if I have 100 rupees, why should I go and invest in FMCG, which I know is going to go at say at a steady pace or a slower pace? Then you asked my favorite stocks today. I would really go with banks again. So banks are looking very, very good. You're already seeing the way SBI is moving. So when I can buy something which can move 4-5% in a day, why should I buy something which might not at all move? So that's the thing. So I'm very, very bullish on banks again. And once the government formation happens and we know the constituents, how it is getting formed, I think other sectors also will start doing well, because I don't think there is going to be any compromise on the railways and the defense and the economic growth overall.
All right, so that's the view coming in on banks in particular. On that note, we will slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. When we come back, we'll start taking your query, viewers, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get you answers for all of your stock-related queries. Remember, viewers, you can connect to us live on the WhatsApp number that will be flashing shortly on your screen. Do remember, each time you write to us, mention your name, the stock that you're looking to invest in, mention that as well. Along with that, mention the buy price, the quantity, as well as the time horizon, in case you've already gone ahead and purchased the counter already. So with that, let's kickstart with all of your queries then. And joining us today on the show, we have Chandan Taparia, who's joining us for the technicals, and on the fundamentals, we have Vivek Karwa. Very good morning to you, Chandan, as well as Vivek. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Then let's get started with all the stock-related queries that are already pouring in. And let's take this one coming in from Akshay, and he wants to know if there's any good stock for data center play for the long term, given it is a sunrise sector. And also if you can talk about HDFC Life, Vivek, because our viewer has already bought it with a negative 5% return. Should he book loss and move to Keynes Technology? One, for data center play, which one do you think is a good stock to look at? And second, should he move out of HDFC Life and instead park the money in Keynes Technology?
I think he should do that. HDFC Life, what is happening is one, it is quite matured sector right now, and the kind of growth which you might see in EMS and Keynes technology kind of companies will not be seen in life insurance companies. And with IRDA coming out with new regulations wherein the benefits of policy holders increases. So if policyholders benefits increase, definitely the company has to shell out more. So there should be, say, gradual growth only in HDFC Life and other life insurance companies as well. So I think shifting would be advisable. Keynes is a, say, much better bet than HDFC.
All right, then that's the take coming in on HDFC Life as well as Keynes Technology.
Before that, actually, about HDFC Life and Keynes Technology, Shashi, sorry to interrupt you, but Vivek, what about data center play? Which one do you think is a good stock that he can look at for the long term? He believes it's a sunrise sector. Any stock that comes under that category that he can look at?
Say off record live, I'm not able to recollect the names. So if you give me 4-5 names, I can recall them.
All right, no problem. We'll circle back to that in a
You
short
blanked
while.
out, right?
Yeah, I can understand. We'll circle back to that in a short while. Shristi, you can go ahead.
Well, yes, let me take the next query for Chandan. Chandan, very good morning. And the first query for you is coming from Venkati from Visakhapatnam. He's a senior citizen and holding Zomato, 3,000 shares at a price of 198 rupees. He's at a loss in this one, but given the recovery in Zomato in the past 2 days, what's your view that it could once again claw back to around 200 rupees or so? And at this point, would you advise to average this counter as well?
Thank you. And I believe this is one of the strongest counter we have seen in last couple of months. It rallied all the way from 60 rupees to 210 kind of level, and major trend of the counter is positive. We have noticed that somehow consumption and internet-based companies are really doing well. And technically speaking, the major trend of the counter is positive. After the recent profit booking, it is again finding the base at higher zone. So I think she can continue to hold the position. Immediate basis 175, 177 is the major support. Overall, we are expecting this momentum to extend towards 200 to 210 in this stock.
All right, let me take this next query then, and this one is coming in from Basagonda Naresh, who's writing to us, and he wants to know about two stocks that he can invest in for the long term, and the space is defense and renewable energy. Vivek, defense and renewable energy, two stocks that you can think of right now to invest for the longer term?
See, if you look at defense, I think BEL seems to be the best bet. In fact, it has recovered so sharply after the recent fall. I think this company has to really continue doing well going forward as well. And at this valuation among the defense plays, this looks to be the cheapest. Now, one more thing, we will have to wait and watch what kind of government is sworn in on 8th, and who is going to handle this portfolio, particularly the defense sector, defense minister. So after that, I think if things are okay, I think this stock should really do well. And on the renewable energy, see, there's so many companies which are actually entering into renewable energy. If you really want to take a little risky bet, I think Suzlon at 50 levels look good. Going forward, it can again, can it go to 1 lakh market cap? Yes, I think that is also one possibility. And IRIDA on
All right, so those are the top recommendations coming in from Vivek. But moving on, and Chandan, the next query is coming in from a viewer which has come out with 5 stocks, and out of them, if you can suggest a couple of names for an investment for the next 12 to 18 months. Gautam is eyeing SBI, HDFC, Adani Ports, HUL as well as Power Grid. So among these 5, which one will be your top bets?
Very nice basket of the portfolio, and I believe most of these stocks are likely to do well. First, if I start with SBI, we have seen a good run up in most of the PSU. However, some sort of volatility was clearly visible in last 2-3 days, but major trend of the counter is positive. 2 days back, it made bottom near 731 and again started to quote near 800 mark. So I believe that with higher base of 795, 800, State Bank can head towards 880 to 900 level. Now talking about power stock, yeah, he can continue to focus on counter like Tata Power or Power Grid. Looking at the Power Grid, major trend is positive. Supports are shifting higher. We have multiple support near 295, and with that support, it can head to us 330 kind of level. So SBI, Tata Power are a couple of names where one can focus. Apart from that, I believe one should look at one name from the auto space because Nifty Auto Index is heading to the new lifetime high. He can go for auto and both if required. So M&M, Bajaj Auto are a couple of names which are somehow holding the relative strength. I can recommend to go long on Bajaj Auto with the view that major consolidation breakout is clearly visible. Earlier, it was finding tough to hold beyond 9,000, 9,200 zone and now holding above the same. So I believe with support of 9,200, this time we can see an up move towards 10,500 kind of level. So PSU, power, auto, capital goods, railway, these may be a couple of names which can be added for the portfolio where I believe some alpha generation could be there with the keeping in mind that 10 to 20% kind of return could be seen in short term to medium term in these names.
Right, let me take this query coming in from Patrick, who's writing to us from Mumbai. He has 8,000 shares of Jamna Auto. Chandan, 140 is the buy price for Jamna Auto. Was a short to medium term outlook that you are witnessing for this one?
Yeah, so Jamna Auto has seen some profit booking decline in last 6 weeks. It corrected from 144 to 105, but decent recovery is visible from the lower levels. Major trend is positive to range bound. Not expecting target soon, but it may take time. Patience is required. So I believe with support of 110, one can see an up move towards 135 to 140. So position can be hold here. We are expecting some move, but need to understand that positive range bound bias is there, so it may take some time.
All right, moving on, and Vivek, Rashmi Nair wants to know that is this a good time to enter into Heritage Foods? We have seen this stock doing pretty well in the past couple of days. It's up around 78% in the past 3 months, and the sharp spike that you have seen in the past couple of days. What's your take on Heritage Foods? Good time to add?
See, you are trying to buy based on news flow. Now, if you look at the background of Heritage Foods, in fact, Andhra Pradesh is just near Tamil Nadu. If I drive
destination, and they are expanding, they're looking to expand in that particular direction. Here are the conversations that my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi had with the founder and CEO Vinay Dubey.
We're extremely happy with the way Doha is performed. We're very happy with the way bookings are progressing on Riyadh and Jeddah.
Talking about a bit about the last time we met, massive order came from your side. What about the fleet? Are the planes on schedule when they talk about the delivery? And what about the overall plans when you plan to put them into different sectors?
Yeah, so we, as you're right, we've got a very large, more than 200 aircraft order that remains to be delivered. The deliveries are meeting our expectations, and whether it's plus or minus one really doesn't bother us, because that means it's a question of are we going at 300% or are we growing at 180%.
Do you think the policy is good for the sector? You expect them to be continuing now the way forward? We are actually looking at a new 5 years.
So as you might expect, I'm an airline executive. I'm not a member of the government or the bureaucracy or the regulator. So I cannot speak for what's coming ahead. What I can talk about is the progressive and constructive policies that I have experienced over the last several years. Those are very exciting for the country. We've built 70 plus airports. We've affected VAT levels for fuel taxation in a multitude of states, etc., etc., etc.
All Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, and let's keep it going with all your stock related queries then. And the next query that I have, Vivek, is coming in on Ratan Power. I'm not sure whether to track this counter or not, but we have seen already great moves coming in on this particular counter. Vijay from Bangalore is holding 2,000 shares at a price of 10 rupees. Any view on this one and any targets to look out for as well?
The company is coming from red to black, and this time it showed some 10,000 crores profit, if I'm not wrong. And that was due to some one-time write back or something. So, and overall, the profit of the company is again in black. Company has started doing well. So that's the reason stock has already moved 3 times in say within 1 year. Now, what I feel is if you're holding it, continue holding it with probably a stop loss of 18 rupees, because if the reforms in power segment continues, the stock can continue doing well. Particularly, this company has reduced its debt, and hence the profitability going forward again can increase. So it looks good overall, but strict stop loss of 18 because it can actually be a volatile stock as well.
All right, this next one is coming from Biplab, and he wants to know about Cyient. He's purchased Cyient at a price of around 1,890 rupees per share, about 10 shares. He wants to know for the long term, should he continue to hold on to this counter? He's saying that there is no up move in the recent times. In the last 3 months alone, actually, Vivek, this particular counter has seen a down to about 9% or so. So what's your take coming in on Cyient? Do you think for the long term, a good bet to stay put with for Biplab?
See, overall, particularly IT, networks, operations, this kind of companies, are not doing well, and I don't think it is going to really perform over next 6 months. Now, there is talk of interest rates getting cut and all, and after that, the company can actually start doing well. At this valuations, it doesn't make any sense to sell the company. I think you should hold it on, and there should be some bottom out, say finding a bottom at around 1700, 1650 levels. So just continue holding, and the strict stop loss, if you look at, should be approximately at say 1700 rupees. So continue holding it. Overall, it's a good company. Dividend payout is good. Company has reduced its debt, and overall the sector is not performing, and hence the company is also silent.
All right, then moving on to the next one. And Chandan, this query is from Neha. Actually, Neha did share a long list of counters where she wants a short-term view, but Neha, sadly, we can't take so many queries at once. So let me just take one of them, and that is Sun TV, where Chandan, Neha is already making 17% profits right now. What is the short-term outlook on this one? Since we have seen a great rally in this particular stock, good time to book out profits or continue to hold on?
She's making decent profit in this, and the good part is the major move happened in just last 3 days. Otherwise, I have noticed that it was consolidating in a range, and almost it took 80-90 days to surpass the multiple barrier of around 680 zone. So I believe if position is taken for short term, then profit booking should be done here. I believe if any declines happen towards 700, 690, then again one can accumulate. So as of now, the suggestion is to book the profit and wait for decline to again accumulate the counter for next leg of move.
Okay, this one is also for you, Chandan. This one is coming from Mika, who's writing to us all the way from UAE, and she has two queries. One is Cochin Shipyard, is it a good buy at current levels? And the other query is on Coal India, which she already has in a portfolio. So Coal India, she has about 90 shares, average price is 471 rupees per share. What's your take coming in on both of them? What's the short-term targets?
So both of these names are my favorites name, and I've recommended these stocks many times, and I believe she must have made decent profit if taken at the lower levels. First, if I talk about the Cochin CPR, this stock is up by around 175% in this year, even after some profit booking decline from higher levels. So I believe one can continue to hold the position. Major support comes at 1620 zone. Till it holds 1620, I believe that next leg of rally can take it to us 2100 to 2400 levels. Now looking at the Coal India.
So Chandan, talking about the fact that you've given a target, you see further rally, but do you think this price is the right price to enter Cochin Shipyard now?
Yeah, one can take position here. One can put support near 1700, looking for 2100 and 2400.
And what about Coal India then? What's your take coming in on Coal India? What should she do? Add some more in the portfolio. 471 was a buy price.
Yeah, I can add more. However, one need to keep in mind that some volatile swings could be there. But I believe till it holds above 450, no need to worry, and it can head towards 520. Can aid the position on a small decline. It can head towards 520 levels.
All right, moving on to the next one. And Vivek, the next query that I have is coming from S. Balaji, and he wants to know, can he invest in Piccadilly Agro for the long term? Is this the best stock in the liquor space overall? Because we have already seen like great moves on all these liquor and alcohol beverage related counters. And Piccadilly, for today, it's locked in an upper circuit. I don't feel that he will get a chance to enter. But what's your long term view on this one?
In March, it was at 300 levels, and now it is at these levels. Now, if you look at valuation wise, the stock looks a bit stressed. I think you should be a bit careful. Now, even the most biggest player in this space, United Spirits, is trading at around 65p, which is much less compared to Piccadilly Agro, which is at around 85. And one more play in Piccadilly Agro was the ethanol play, which is on the slowdown right now. So ethanol is not moving, and that's the reason stocks like your Global Spirit and IFP Agro, all these companies are not moving. So I think at this price, you should actually be avoiding.
So that's the take coming in on Piccadilly Agro. But let me come back to you actually, Vivek. And this next query is coming in from Chandani, and she has 100 shares of Geo Financial at a price of around 395 rupees per share. She wants to know, would it be prudent to hold on to this counter for the next 2 to 3 years? What's the suggestion on Geo Financial? Now you are actually slowly and steadily, you are seeing some news flow trickle in with regards to Geo Finance, the way how they're going to take their business going ahead. So do you think now it makes sense to stay put with this counter, right, Vivek?
See, I'll give you short-term and the long-term views both, because Geo was one of the stocks which I was aggressively recommending when it was at around 220, 200 levels. And after that, once it moved at around 340, we had actually booked profits. Now, stock has given a correction at this point of time. I think you might again get the price of 380 to 400 rupees. That is possible. But in short term, the valuations actually look overstretched. Now, the businesses they are going to do, they are going to be, say, competing against Bajaj Finance kind of companies. And I don't think there is going to be, say, a runaway rally in this stock. But if you look at next 3 years, 5 years time horizon, I think the stock should really do well, because as the company stabilizes and utilizes the base which they have, the company should start actually doing well. So short term, I'm not very bullish, but longer term, yes, you will get much more than what is your buy price.
All right, then moving on to the next one. And Chandan, your take on Tata Motors, where Sri Kishore Sharma from Bihar is already holding 100 shares, but his buy price is 949 rupees, almost at the 52-week high, quite near to that. But he wants to keep this for the next 3 years. Would you suggest to do so, as well as any targets to look out for?
Yeah, so if you look at the comparative analysis of all the auto name, Tata Motors is slightly underperforming. But when he's talking about next 3 years, then there is no doubt about the company. However, on short term, we have more bullish stance on M&M, Hero Moto, Bajaj Auto. But yes, definitely the long term review and the stance could continue to be bullish in Tata Motors. If he can hold, can continue to do the same. I believe that 870, 880 is the major support. Positional point of view, 1050 and 1120 are the next target to watch for the counter.
Karnataka Bank, Vivek, we have a query coming in from a viewer who's not mentioned his name. Let me just check if I can see his name. Narayana Swami is the name of the viewer and wants to know about Karnataka Bank, 1,000 shares at a price of 205 rupees per share. How does this one look on the charts?
Good bank at very, very attractive, say, valuations. I think you should continue holding it on. And of course, the stock has corrected. I still feel it will again see its recent history of, say, recent high of approximately 275 to 80. So just hold on. Great bank. After that, once it crosses the 280 levels, then we'll have to see will the bank actually be able to do business the way larger banks are doing. But at this price, it's very, very attractive. You should hold it on.
The take coming in on Karnataka Bank, but with this viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break in this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now Sell Now on ET Now, a show where we get to answer for all of the stock-related queries. We have Vivek with us. And Vivek, a couple of viewers have written to us asking about HUL. One query is coming from Poonam, who has 25 shares of HUL at 577. The other one is coming in from your namesake, that is Vivek, who has HUL at a price of around 2,250. So wants to know what to do about these counters, as well as Nishi also has at the levels of 2,200. I think Poonam's buy price is looking a bit skewed, so let's skip that one. But what's your take coming in on what should Vivek do, and also what should Nishi do with HUL right now? Makes sense to book out of it or stay put?
It's on your time horizon. In the beginning of the show, we were talking about how these companies would keep performing. I think there would be market performance as such. So continue holding it even forever if you wish. So this is one of the say biggest FMCG companies, and as and when they get opportunity, they keep buying even the smaller FMCG companies. So continue holding forever. That should be the advice. But if you really want to be a bit more aggressive, if you don't want to track your portfolio on daily basis, then this is the best stock at this price. But if you really want to be more aggressive, keep churning your portfolio, look at better bets, and don't miss any opportunities, then you can look at banks at this point of time. Because over next 1 year, I feel that banks would give at least 20-25% returns compared to HUL, which might actually give you 10 to 12.
All right, but two of the another large cap names, Vivek, if you can give your take on that. Satyaveni wants to know, can he buy Adani Ports as well as L&T at this price point?
Would prefer Adani Port over L&T. Again, say whatever form of government comes, the Adani group of stocks tank because it is more of political. Say people keep attacking this group. But what I feel is with the kind of assets what Adani ports have, and with the global economy slowly recovering, I think they should really continue doing well. So I don't think any government is going to come and make them suffer losses because just they hate the group. So continue holding it. Great company. If you look in Adani space, I like two companies. One is Adani Ports, and for longer term, it is again kind of FMCG company, which is Adani Wilmar.
Is coming in from Yuvraj then, and Yuvraj wants to know whether it makes sense to accumulate stocks like JP Power, and the other stock that he has is ONGC. Do you think both of these counters are worth accumulating for the longer term? What's your take, Vivek? JP Power, ONGC?
ONGC is fine. ONGC would continue doing well going forward as well. But when you buy stocks like JP Power, there is always a big question mark what is going to happen in the future. Company was almost bankrupt, now it is slowly reviving, just like Ratan India. So if you're buying it, I think you should really have strict stop losses and buy it. Don't just blindly buy and forget it. It is not like buy it and forget it kind of stock. You got to track it very closely. If you are having it right now, I think 16 rupees should be this strict stop loss on JP Power.
All right, moving on to the next one. And Vivek, what's your view coming in on sale? Shishir from Thane, I guess he's writing to us for the first time, wants your take on sale. He's holding 3,300 shares, but his buy price is 154 rupees. Do you believe it's a good stock to be in? And he also wants a short-term view, if at all you can help him with.
Please hold it on. I think sale should go to 180, 200 levels as well within next 1 year, which is superb returns from here if it really achieves that target. Now, one of the cheapest steel manufacturer, valuation-wise also very attractive when you compare it with the other peer group. And with same government again coming in, I think the reforms in PSU space also should continue as such. The government is very focused that the PSUs also should make money and they shouldn't be just cash cows for the government. So great company. I think you should hold it on.
Give you a moment to catch your breath, Vivek, and I'll take a look at the markets because markets have actually inching lower. Now we are down about 0.8%. When you talk about the Nifty, ditto coming in for Nifty Bank as well. We've broken below that 22,800 mark right now at around 22,720. When you talk about the Nifty index, remember when we started the show, the Nifty actually surpassed 22,900 mark as well on an intraday basis. The broader markets, let's take a look at broader markets. Let's see if they've cooled off from their elevated levels. Remember, the broader markets were trading higher above 3% or so. And yes, some sort of a weakness coming in for the broader markets as well. They're off the day's highest point, but not as much as the benchmark indices are. But yes, 200 points off the day's highest point coming for Nifty. Now we are testing 22,700 as we speak. So yes, the markets have given up their early morning gains as of now. But let's continue with queries and let's talk about UPL, Vivek. This one is coming from Sheshamma, who has 100 shares at a price of 590 rupees per share. That is UPL. Should she hold on to it or look to exit from this particular counter? What's the take coming in on UPL?
Fundamentally very good company, but has only disappointed investors in the history. And stock actually should be really very, very high, but it is just not performing. It has become ITC of the agrochemical space. So I think if you because of this recent fall, of course the prices are low, but the moment it comes to your buy price, I think you should sell it out because you're going to have a lot of opportunity losses if you continue holding it. So though great companies, sometimes what happens is it doesn't make sense to buy companies which just doesn't move.
Moving on, and Vivek, the next query is from Lakshmi. She has bought 50 shares of BPCL, but her buy price is 600 rupees. In fall amongst the PSUs, this stock was also hammered, but it's now back to her buy price. Can she add more at current market price, or continue to hold, or move out?
You should hold it. I think at these valuations, it should again go back to that previous levels of 630s. I think the level was earlier 650 levels. I think it should go. Now, only one small caveat over here. Earlier, it was single. Again, say I'm too much focused on what kind of government is going to come, because earlier it was single party government, and these companies had say freedom to increase or decrease the prices as per the crude oil movement. But now, once the coalition comes in place, I don't know, will that freedom continue as such, or there would be some restrictions? So company will move cautiously, but yeah, at these prices, you can definitely still buy. But going forward, we'll have to track it very, very closely.
This one is coming in from Sandeep from Noida. Wants to know about Welspun Living. What's your take coming in on this particular counter? 100 shares, 120 is the buy price. Hold or exit for the longer term, Vivek?
See, at these prices, I think the company should do well. You should hold it on. They are into textiles. They are also into, I think, they have started manufacturing tiles as well. Both these spaces, the next government again will start focusing on textile as well. So I think you should hold it. Valuation wise, also, if you compare it with the peer group, it looks quite cheap. So at 1920p, it's worth holding.
The next query that I have, Vivek, is coming in from Usha, and she wants to know, is this a right time to buy Chola investment, or she should rather go with Poonawalla FinCorp? Any of these two stock that you like at this point?
The kind of business they do is totally different. Though it's thin line between both the companies. I think at this valuation, Chola investment looks better placed, more conservative, fundamentally better managed, and say time tested. I should say that Poonawalla is a new boy on the horizon, but Cholamandalam looks much better than Poonawalla at this price.
That's the take coming in on Poonawalla FinCorp and the other counters. Thank you so much, Vivek, for actually joining us on the show and also taking this marathon set of queries, just like a rapid fire for you on solo version. But also,
looks like Chandan escaped today, yeah?
Yes, exactly. But I would like to thank you for joining us on the show, especially to give your market take as well. And also thank you to Chandan, who was there on the show as well, to take all the stock-related queries.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.